Yoshi Safari be getting a sequel? So if you do not know, there's a game called Yoshi Safari that no one has ever heard of. So it's a FPS Mario game that existed, during the SNES game, and Nintendo has kind of forgotten about that game ever since then as well. So it was a game that used the SNES Zapper, I think, or Super Scope. That's where the whole okay, no Super Scope. Okay, that's one of the main games that use a Super Scope. But again, Mario actually has used guns in multiple games. Well, Yoshi Safari and of course Smash Bros. Because he could pick up, the Super Scope and the NES Zapper as well. But also Mario plus Rabbids as well. Yeah, I think that could be a pretty okay. I think Mario plus Rabbids could easily get an FPS game. I know those games are more like ZCOM esque style games or RPG esque games, but it could be. But a FPS game using the Mario plus Rabbids games could actually kind of work. But I think those games will stay in the way it is. But I think it could but I think a Yoshi Safari or a more modernized version of that game, because I know Nintendo loves to make gimmick stuff for the consoles as well, and also Nintendo Switch 2 also has a mouse function as well. I know a lot of FPS games, the main thing of FPS games is the fact that they use the mouse as well. We'll get a official for Mario First Person Shooter, the Gary Wade M for Mario. I think of Mario First Person Shooter be more akin to a game like Yoshi Safari as well, because Yoshi Safari was a first person shooter that used motion controls as well, you know. But I do think I think that type of game should be revisited as well here. And considering that Nintendo has technically made a Mario first person shooter already called Yoshi Safari, I think a sequel to that game could be very, very interesting as well. Considering the fact that it's a game that Nintendo has kind of brushed over under the area as well here. And yeah, and of course it could, and of course I don't think this week is real. I don't think it's gonna happen, but Yoshi Safari, this could be a Yoshi Safari sequel, so you could take advantage. And the main reason I think Nintendo could make this is Nintendo is now finally starting to daring to take the characters into the, finally daring to innovate like a Mario 1, the Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Kart World, Pikmin 4 even as well. But I think if Nintendo wants to make an FPS franchise, they're just making a Wizard franchise. But again, Mario has done so many different genres as well here as well. And yeah, could there be a sequel to Yoshi Safari? I think it's very unlikely as well here. But it could be but Yoshi Safari sequel could be a very great showcase of the mouse controls for the Switch 2. Where I do think that this week could be real if Nintendo really wants to make a sequel to Yoshi Safari to take advantage of the mouse controls, considering a lot of FPS games use mouse controls on PC. Goodbye.